All right, so I've been working for the past several days on this sideband capable 4 transistor lip zipper amplifier. Tonight I'll be testing the amp using a 2 through 30 meg 1000 watt slug. Be driving it with this Connex. This Connex, it's just meant to be a good, clean sounding radio. It's not maxed out comp tone or nothing. It's just a good, clean, spectrally pure radio. Just something that's good and clear over the airwaves. So heavy duty off and on toggle switch as always. As everybody knows, I always run all my equipment on 13.8 volts. It's just how I do it. It's clean on the spectrum analyzer and the scope. I try to build my amps as quality as I can without getting carried away, but what I do is I use this meter right here, and I've got another meter that I use because I like to get all of the capacitors. So a lot of people don't show this stuff because they think it's top secret, but everybody knows how to build an amp these days, so ain't nothing secretive about none of this stuff. I've asked questions before to other amp builders and they won't tell you nothing because it's a big secret, but it really ain't. I don't mind showing. I'm here to help any way I can. I'll tell you anything about a box. If you want to start building boxes for a living, I'll set you up everything you need to get started. But anyway, so I got the actual 3000 volt capacitor that's more or less primary designed and engineered for the frequency range that it's being utilized for. I know those blue caps, they got a 6000 working volt rating, but that's not at the frequency, and that's not really best suited for what we do with these amps and the frequencies we transmit on. Before I put in these transistors, I individually checked them, individually checked all the resistors, all these capacitors, all these 120s here. They've all been gone through, and I've got them as close to 120 as possible. Went through a bunch of 100 ohm resistors, make sure it gets close to 100 ohm as possible. Alright, so we're checking the amp draw with this barefoot Connex, and then I will be driving a 2-peel lip zipper into the 4-peel lip zipper. That's gonna be a long job what this is going in. These amps just take me a long time. I think I make less than minimum wage. I enjoy working on amps more than I do radios, even though I'm known as a radio man. I guess I am. But anyway, barefoot radio. I'm not gonna be volting it or anything like that. I'm just cruising this stuff. I've been hammering on it for quite some time, and of course thoroughly checking all the temperatures, looking at it on the scope. So far so good. So here we go. 1000-watt slug. I got 217 coax hooked up to the bird dummy load. Got a 1.0 SWR according to this meter, and right now the meter is in RMS mode, also known as average and or continuous. And this is barefoot radio, and this is very low dead key. Very low dead key. Hello, audio, audio, audio. Hello, audio. Hello, break, break, break. 440. Okay, so close to 3. Like I said, 13.8. Now I'm gonna put a little baby lip zipper, and it's gonna wake the amp up due to the fact that whole lot more drive, because like I said, this radio's got a very mild tone. Let's look at the DC amps first. Yeah, hello audio. So close to 100. And I'm asking a lot of this little power supply that I'm running all this stuff on. So, hello. Yeah, I definitely got some voltage drop. Hello. Yeah, 13.5 volts. Like I said, I'm not trying to max nothing out. Just kind of get our reference. You know, pretty much simulate what the user will be doing. Yeah, hello audio. That's RMS. Okay. Let's hit the peak. Like I said, 1,000-watt slug. Red light is on, so we're looking at peak power. Yeah, 440 CB Shaw, break. This equipment, as far as building these amps, it just takes a long time because I'm trying to make sure everything is just as good as I can possibly make it. Not saying my amps are better than anybody else's or anything like that, but I like to use 2 ground tabs at the bottom with a nice flow of solder. I like to use a certain mixture of ferrite. I like to use this type of output tuning capacitor, 20 amp diode. I believe these are 25 or 50 volt 0.1 ceramic disc capacitors. I put these capacitors in to help attenuate any kind of high frequency roll off, kind of like a filter cap. Also, they help a little bit with voltage drop. And I like to use real big. I say real big compared to what a lot of folks use as far as how to feed it voltage. That's like I want to say 14 gauge or whatnot. To where a lot of folks, I've seen them use stuff a little bit bigger than this. They're basically like this. I like to make sure it's as short as possible and that it's getting the right amperage. Then of course I use this meter and another meter to measure all the capacitors to get them, like for example these 120s have a 5% tolerance, so I like to get them as close to 120 as absolutely possible. I kind of go overkill on this stuff because like I know it doesn't make the difference between daylight and dark, but I do like to get everything matched up. Same thing with these harmonic suppression feedback circuits, these 100 ohm flybacks with a 0.1s on it. I like to get them as close to 100 ohms as possible. And instead of using the micro switches, I like to use those type of switches. They seem to last a lot longer. And I always like to use some pretty decent quality power wire for the back of it. I did put a remote hookup on here. I figure there's no sense of putting a label on it because people that runs these amps, they already know that's a remote hookup. But I do like to go with a bigger size antenna and CB label, to where before my little label printers like the rest of the amps, you know, it's kind of small and you get in a hurry and man, stuff can get hooked up backwards. Everybody knows how that goes. But anyway, as requested, I put like 24.25 inches of power wire on here for you. So just a smidge over 2 foot. And I like to use these fans right here. It's not overkill, but at the same time, they seem to cool the box really well. I've been hammering on this box and checking input tune, output tune, reflect, all that stuff. And everything's been running really cool. Which I've been talking for a while. It's 84 degrees. Let's see what our ambient temperature is. Let's see here. 76 on the cabinet. Maybe a little bit cooler in here than that. But yeah, everything's running nice and cool. It's spectrally pure. I got a lot more amps that I gotta get done, but like I said, it just takes me forever because I don't like to rush people off the phone. I like to take my time and answer all the questions. You figure on a minimum 8 to 15 calls per day, 30 minutes to an hour per call. You spend 5 or 6 hours just on the phone, and next thing you know, you gotta eat. Next thing you know, you're already ready to go to bed and you ain't got nothing done. So it takes time for this stuff because I mainly work on radios, even though I enjoy doing the amps the most. But like I said, we're just cruising everything. I would show what this thing is peaking out at as far as like peak. Not that it really matters because RMS is obviously well, I like to go by in spectrum purity, but I had remembered earlier that I had sold my 2500 watt slug to a friend of mine up in Kentucky. But yeah, 10 Roger, hello audio. That's barefoot radio. No, it ain't. Amps off. Let me try this again. Alright, here we go. Yeah, 10 Roger right on. Hello audio. Hello audio. 1 2 1 2. Me personally, I don't like to make mooing sounds or, you know, roar in the microphone, even though I probably get carried away. I like to just, you know, talk normal, you know, 440 CB shop over here working on this amplifier, trying to get up, trying to get out, no doubt. You know how it goes. I like to see the needle go way over without whistling or making sounds like a hurt cow or something. Alright, so let's check see everything's running here. Everything's pretty close on I ran off transistor. Everything's pretty close on the temp chair. So that's good because I made sure that these transistors was matched. But got you a good clean sideband box there, Chief. Next video I'll be showing the 4-pill that I built. And next video after that I'll show my buddy Woody out there in California with all those fires. I'll be showing his amp. It's a 1x4 and it's being turned into a lip zipper. But anyway, got you a good working amp here, brother. I sure appreciate everybody's business. If I can't get to your phone call, it's because I'm making a video, working on an amp, talking on the other line, dealing with the customer. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call. If I don't answer, just give me a call back. If I absolutely don't answer your call all day long, it means that I just can't help you because I'm right in the middle of something. I like to give 100% of my time and attention to each individual customer. So a lot of times if I'm on a big job or something and I'm getting paid per hour, it's hard to break free and be on the phone. But I appreciate everyone watching.